The real ones know, but for those of you who don't know, now you know, to quote the great Biggie. But here on the 49ers Report, we're pushing out free daily videos covering the latest 49ers news and rumors. We go live every single Tuesday, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. And our watch parties have been the most watched watch parties on YouTube. Last week, more than 100,000 people joined us. And on Sunday, for the NFC Championship game, I'll be live once again. 30-minute pregame show prior to kickoff. We're starting it off 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific. Subscribe and join me by hitting that red subscribe button down below or go to youtube.com/49erstv. Welcome into the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Chase Sr. A lot of 49ers injury news to get to around some marquee players on this roster, and we start off with Trent Williams. The expectation and the movement right now is that the best left tackle in the NFL is going to be able to play on Sunday for the right to put the Niners in the Super Bowl for what would be the second time in 3 years. It's also their fifth NFC Championship game appearance over the last 11. Can they pull off 3 consecutive wins over the Rams this year, making it 7 total? And will Kyle Shanahan continue to own Sean McVay? If they have Trent Williams, that goes a long way in improving their odds to make it to Super Bowl 56. Kyle Shanahan was asked about Trent Williams' injury yesterday, and then we have some recent quotes with what he was able to tell the media today as we record this on Thursday afternoon. Quote from Shanny, in Trent's mind, there's no way he's not playing against the Rams. That's why he was so crushed last game. He believed he would, and his elbow wouldn't let him. Hopefully we'll have better luck this game. I know he believes he's playing, and so do I. We'll see how that pans out this week as the week goes on. Now, Shanahan right there was referring to Trent Williams not being able to suit up in that do-or-die game at SoFi Stadium in Week 18. San Francisco was able to survive without his services, but when you're playing in the NFC Championship game, when you're in the Final Four, you can't really escape not having one of the most dominant forces in football on the field, especially going up against a defensive line that features Aaron Donald and has Von Miller. So if San Francisco can, of course, have Trent Williams, who was the highest-graded player, according to Pro Football Focus here in the 2021 season, it really improves their game plan. It helps their game plan and basically drastically makes them a better unit passing the football with his pass protection and running the football with him out in space as a mauler, him in motion, maybe to the left of the tight end in motion. That was crazy with what we saw against the Packers last Saturday. I don't see a circumstance or a scenario in which Trent Williams doesn't play. Against Dallas, he was able to pick up the first playoff win of his career. This is a guy who's long solidified himself as one of the most dominant tackles in the game. He picked up that first playoff win, was a part of the great effort, the valiant effort indeed against the Green Bay Packers, and now you have an opportunity to punch your ticket to the Super Bowl. I think Trent Williams is going to be lined up at left tackle come Sunday evening. As for Ambry Thomas, the rookie cornerback, third-round pick out of Michigan, whose stock has really soared over the last several weeks, really since that Tennessee game on Thursday Night Football. His first couple of outings were rough, there's no question about that, but with experience, he's gotten so much better. Now, he also missed Saturday night's game in that divisional round matchup against Green Bay with the bone bruise in his knee, but the development on the Ambry Thomas front, a full participant at practice in the shadows of Levi Stadium on Thursday. So the arrow for Ambry Thomas pointing up, that really helps the Niners secondary in this matchup because, as we know, they have Matthew Stafford, the Rams do, Odell Beckham Jr., as well as Cooper Kupp, and Higbee really crushed this team during Week 18 and played well in that previous matchup in Week 10. I want to continue to get the good vibes flowing, and every time I've done this on the show this week, it has worked out, and the comment section has just been popping off like crazy. Let's do it again. Everybody of the faithful, everybody in the Niner gang, the Niner Empire, if you're watching right now, get into the comment section and type BLA. BLA. And in case you missed our preview of this game, NFC Championship, SoFi, going to be a sea of red at Levi Stadium South in Southern California. We pushed out a preview right when that Rams-Buccaneers game was made official. So if you want to catch our preview, it's available on the channel right now. I'll put the link for that in the comments section as well as the description of this video. It's a pretty unique circumstance when you have two divisional teams meeting up in a conference championship game for the right to make it to the Super Bowl. And that adds to the tension, that adds to the intrigue, it adds to the drama going into this game because the Rams and Niners have a great rivalry that over the last 6 matchups has been dominated by San Francisco as they've won 6 consecutive games. And the rivalry juices are flowing going into this game at SoFi. So we'll get you caught up on everything going down between the Rams and the Niners. This coming from Bridget Condon. So she was interviewing Raheem Morris, and Raheem Morris says, George Kittle talked about the body bag game last game and put us in one, and now it's time to pay him back. Absolutely love it. Now, this is what George Kittle had to say in that do-or-die game heading into Week 18 when that matchup was really physical. I expect it to be the same type of identity of a matchup in this game. Quote from Kittle, you either have to match that intensity or get out of the way. Sometimes guys get out of the way, but I think it's going to definitely show up this Sunday about who's the more physical team, and it's going to be kind of a body bag game in my opinion. That's what it proved to be. And San Francisco was dominant in the trenches. When they were coming back from 17-0, that's how they were able to climb back into that game and then end up winning it in overtime. Their ability to just be physical in the trenches, but also out on that perimeter. There was a clip of Deebo Samuel just truck-sticking Jalen Ramsey. And because this game is going to be physical, that's why I like San Francisco in this matchup. The brand of football in this game is really 2 polar opposites. Rams have been a sexy offensive team that lights up the scoreboard with a pass-happy attack and Sean McVay's offense, whereas the 49ers go with that zone read power football on both sides of the ball. So it's 2 different styles that are on polar opposites clashing together. And at this point in the year, I like the physical San Francisco 49ers to be able to pull out a win. Speaking of this game, get your predictions in the comment section right now. In addition to spamming Beat LA, I'm going with the Niners. I'm typing my SF. I hope all of you are as well. If you think San Francisco is going to be victorious, you type your SF. If you're a fraud and going with the Rams, type your LAR. I just put money down on San Francisco plus 3.5. And if you want to put money down on this game, you can do so thanks to our sportsbook partner, BetUS. They are offering a 125% deposit bonus if you go to chatsports.com/49bet and enter the promo code Niners125. You sign up using that link in that promo code, and you put in $100, you get $125 back, and we'll send you a free 49ers jersey. Let's first give you the odds. Over-under, 46. And all throughout the week, the Rams have been 3.5-point favorites. Now, I talk about you getting a free jersey. If you put $100 in your account using that link in that promo code, we'll send you a free 49ers jersey. Here are all the steps to my right. Head to chatsports.com/49bet. Enter the promo code Niners125. Sign up, deposit $100. You get that additional $125 back. Make a bet on San Francisco if you want, plus 3.5 or any bet. Then you email us, jersey@chatsports.com, letting us know that you followed all those steps. We'll get you hooked up. Multiple sizes and colors available right now for Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey Lance, and George Kittle jerseys. Get your bets in. Sign up by going to chatsports.com/49bet, promo code Niners125. You put in $100, we'll get you hooked up with some free swag in your closet. As for Jimmy Garoppolo, he too is on the injury report this week. He's still on it with the thumb injury. He is off it because of that shoulder injury. Big movement and significance for San Francisco and their quarterback because he looked ailed by both of those injuries in very inclement weather on Saturday in Green Bay when the temperature was hovering around 0 degrees and it was snowing. The thing is, SoFi Stadium, Southern California, beautiful weather. They basically have a dome, and I don't think it's going to affect Jimmy Garoppolo with his throwing motion, especially now that he's off the injury report with that shoulder injury. There's also been a lot of talk this week from the haters, ripping Jimmy Garoppolo, saying he has nothing to do with this playoff run, even though you're the starting quarterback of a team that's made it to the conference championship game 2 times out of 3 years. You deserve credit. The Other side of that is people praising Jimmy Garoppolo. But anytime anybody is ripping the starting quarterback, and if it comes down to Jimmy Garoppolo, it's going to make news. And everybody's going to focus on the negatives. And look, he's a polarizing figure among the Niners fan base, and right now, his teammates, his coach, sticking up for him because they're saying, look, you guys can rip him all you want. There's also a lot of animosity going on between Jason Brown, the former coach in the Netflix Last Chance U series, Jeff Garcia, Mina Kimes, Stephen A. Smith. So all of this has reached a boiling point, but players have come to Jimmy Garoppolo's defense, and we'll run through all these quotes right now. So Garoppolo was asked about receiving the hate. He said this: "As long as the guys in the locker room have faith in me and believe in me, that's all I really care about." Jimmy GQ, keeping it real, keeping it simple, as a quarterback always does. Now, this quote was then tweeted out, and Kyle Juszczyk, then quote tweeted it and said, "We love you, Jim." Then Deebo Samuel on Thursday morning sent out this tweet coming to his starting quarterback's defense, saying, "Crazy how y'all have so much to say about our quarterback. Check his win percentage." Okay, I'll wait. Pure winner. And if you look at the winning percentages last several years, it's Tom Brady, it's Jimmy Garoppolo. That's saying something there, folks. And an important quarterback statistic is wins. And while Garoppolo doesn't put up crazy numbers, he's won a bunch of games in the Bay Area. Kyle Shanahan on Jimmy G. I'm glad his teammates are sticking up for him because what they say is the truth. Jimmy Garoppolo is one of the main reasons we're here. And what a wild year it's been. You look at this entire campaign. Niners start off the year 3-5. It was such a frustrating beginning to the season because this is an organization and a team and a roster that has so many elite players on both sides of the ball. Kyle Shanahan has shown and showed before that he's such an elite head coach, but he wasn't elite through the first 8 weeks of the year when the Niners had that record. Garoppolo was struggling in the early portion of the season. People were asking for Trey Lance to replace him. I had said it at times as well. You also go back to the NFL draft when the Niners moved up to take Trey Lance. That added to the drama. And from that point on, when the Niners originally started the year 3-5, they've now reeled off 9 wins in their last 11 games. Week 18, do or die, baby. Went on the road, beat the Rams, took down Matthew Stafford. Following week in the wild card, you take down Dak Prescott and make the Cowboys choke again. Then the following week after that, you go into Lambeau Field, number 1 seeded Green Bay Packers, the likely MVP in Aaron Rodgers, and you come through with an improbable victory in the snow at the cathedral of NFL football. And to just think that the Niners took a quarterback at number 3, yet they're still 1 game away from making it to the Super Bowl, and that quarterback has only started 2 games this year, is just crazy. That's why I continue to say this year and this team is a team of destiny. This has been a magical ride. This has been one of the most exhilarating seasons in the history of the Niners franchise, a franchise that has hoisted 5 Lombardi trophies. Man, I'm here for it. I hope it continues. Join us for a watch party because all the emotions will be spent on that game. If the players had a vote too, this is my final thought of today's show, would Jimmy Garoppolo be back in 2022? You take what Juszczyk said. You take what Fred Warner said the other day, sticking up for Jimmy G. Deebo Samuel coming to his defense. We know that Kyle Shanahan has been loyal to Garoppolo as long as he's been able to stay healthy. It's going to be a fascinating offseason, no matter what happens. If the Niners lose, if the Niners make it into the Super Bowl, if they lose the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl, Jimmy Garoppolo's future with this football team is going to dominate the headlines and dominate a lot of the talking points around this franchise. It's going to be fascinating to see how it plays out. Nothing is going to surprise me, whether he comes back as the starter or Trey Lance as the starter. Also some rumblings about Tom Brady wanting a trade to the Bay Area to return home to the team that he grew up rooting for with the quarterback he grew up idolizing in Joe Montana. Crazy, 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 and I absolutely love it. Should Jimmy start in 2022? My final question before we dip on out of here. Type Y for yes, type N for no, and be sure to get your votes in. In addition to that, if you're pumped up about this team, you like the coverage that we're pushing out here on the 49ers Report, and you want to rep your colors and rep your city, get your San Francisco shirts right now by going to chatsports.com/SF. Shout out to all of you for supporting the show. We greatly appreciate it. We'll see you on Sunday for a 49ers-Rams watch party, going live 30 minutes before the game for a pregame show instead of 15. I do it for the homies.